Hi everyone, welcome to your Alchemy Scope. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. Let's take a look at the energetic story that is encoded for this particular cycle. And to do that, we tap into the Sabian symbol that is encoded at the exact degree point of our Sun-Moon conjunction, which is our new moon point, which naturally begins the new monthly cycle. And traditionally, new moons are understood to be, they're known to be reflective of, symbolic of a seeding time. It's the time of the dark moon, and you seed anew, and then there is fruition then at the full moon. So what is seeding us now? The symbol for 19 degrees Libra, the point of our new moon, is a rabbi performing his duties. A beautiful symbol. You might find that you will, during this time frame, inherently have a desire, an impetus, a call to be more aligned with a matured, higher aspected self, to be a model of integrity, and to perhaps teach that to others, but even if it's not teaching, to become an embodied model of what it's like to be a more evolved version of yourself. So this is an interesting symbol, certainly spiritually based, but also in the teaching realm, and teaching happens through various ways. Hi Gemini, let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward to reflect your energetic microcycle. You received number 51, shock, and the two trigrams that make up this particular hexagram are thunder above, thunder below. One hears thunder unexpectedly. First comes fear, then a sharpened, clearer vision. Recall a close brush with danger, perhaps a falling branch or an automobile accident barely avoided. The lasting impact of a major shock can either be debilitating or stimulating, depending upon one's inner strength of character. The critical factor is the ability to become immune to fear, thereby transforming anxiety into a laser-sharp perception of the world around you. When overtaken by crisis, the wise search their hearts for inner strength in order to face the world with courage. Courage often means daring to take the unexpected path, to bounce back quickly and self-confidently after failure, to have faith in the eternal when confronted with death. We tend to think of shock only in the context of unpleasant events, but we can also be jarred, however, by the sudden release of tension, which comes with unexpected success. To keep your bearings in the aftershock of either trauma or victory, it is essential that your inner compass be aligned with true north, that magnetic force which guides you toward fulfillment of both your deepest desire and your highest destiny. Gemini, welcome to your November spreads. So let's get started. This month, again, I'm using my the deck of cards that I've made for my own use with Spirit. This is my 144 card series deck. And because it's a big deck, and because it's a bit of a sacred process, I do it off camera. So I've already shuffled. We'll go ahead and pull the spread. When I pull the spread for the signs, what I'm doing is I'm picking up on, this is a general reading, of course, but what I'm doing is picking up on a likely circumstance or situation, an event that has some commonality to your particular sign that might likely be coming forward during this particular cycle. Because everything that comes up is a growth edge. So because everything's evolving with certain storylines at play, we'll see what may be coming up for you. And then, of course, we'll pull up your Ascended Master, and we're going to do something a little bit different with the archetype cards this month. So let's go ahead and pull. The spread that I use is called a synchronic spread. Let's see what's coming up here for you. Okay, Gemini. So a note that when the reversals come up in this particular spread, it's different than the tarot. It's pulling up essentially additional information that wants to come up with the particular sector. So let's take a look here. It looks like, Gemini, during this cycle, a lot of you are going to be going through some sort of preparation phase for something new. You're about to embark on something fun. It could be a trip, or it could be just a new experience set, a new relationship, for example, because the affection card has come up. But this is, in the general picture, the main theme for at least perhaps a majority of Gemini-centric people out there is preparation. You're preparing for something. There's an opportunity for affection. Again, it could be a relationship, something supportive. You know, it could be too is school. So some of you out there could be starting classes, improving your knowledge set in some way. It could be a course, a seminar, but it's going to support you. It's going to give you support at this time. And it's going to be something unusual, something special, something distinct. So some specialized piece of knowledge. That's what it's looking like. But it looks like you're going to love it. Like it looks like this is an opportunity. Something's coming forward, Gemini, for some of you that looks like it's an opportunity that's going to bring you great joy, but it might be something where you will connect with others, because this card came up in the emotional sector. So it might be that you're connecting with others that you really like in this group or in this seminar or this course, this class, this school. It could be to a community, like an online community. This is something that's going to improve you. So it's some betterment path that you are pursuing at this time. And it looks like, again, this is a time of preparation. So maybe you've discovered, so you were dreaming of something. You were imagining what next step to take, perhaps last cycle. And this was, imagining what's going to improve your life, what's going to be better for you, what's going to be something of great value. And this is going to bring you great joy. So during this cycle, during this particular, mid-October to mid-November, new moon to new moon cycle, there is going to be a sense of relief or joy, happiness that's at play. You're preparing for a new phase, Gemini. And emotionally, it's going to feel very, very good. This is going to be an opportunity for you to be released, for you to feel good, for you to feel affection, for you to access that place. Very interesting. By the way, you will have noticed that I turned the cards around that were reversed. The reason for that is we already know the number of cards, so now that they can be turned upright. So, very interesting this. Something unique, a unique opportunity. You are preparing for a specialized chapter of your life, something that is going to be distinctly different. Gemini, that's quite beautiful. Let's go ahead and pull the other cards. Let's pull the 3 archetype cards for you to tap into. And then what I'll do is, as you're tuning in intuitively, on a sensory level and on an intuitive level, which card is really your quality set that wants to be evolved during this month. So let's take a look. So let me pull the cards. We'll put them out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to shuffle your Ascended Master. So for Gemini, let's take a look at what wants to come for Gemini. Okay, so Gemini, card 1 and card 2 for Gemini. You can see here, you can probably see on camera that how I usually, depends on the deck, because each deck is its own character and they all operate differently. They feel different. They have different qualities. They move different. They come apart differently. But with the majority of my cards, what I do, because I'm able to do it and because I prefer to do it, is I let them break. I let the deck naturally break where it's going to break. Okay, great. Beautiful. So Gemini, tap into one of those 3, and that will be the main maturation that wants to happen within you during this time frame. And now let's pull up Doreen Virtue's Ascended Master, and we'll see which master has guidance for you now. For Gemini. Gemini. Work your magic, Saint Germain. Beautiful. I'm actually going to read this one from Doreen's book. But this is about tapping into your manifestation capabilities, Gemini, for this month. I'll show that to you again. But let me pull this up. So work your magic. Okay. So this is what Doreen writes, Gemini. Let me lift it up so you can look at it. So Doreen writes, you have the power to resolve the situation you're inquiring about. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayers, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you desire. You know, this is quite something, especially taking into account, Gemini, the spread and this preparation phase. So for you to really focus on what you want to make manifest for yourself, that is that special opportunity, that is that preparation into perhaps a new catapulted self. This is quite lovely. So let's start pulling. So hopefully you've tuned into one of these, yeah? Gorgeous, look at this. Okay, so if you selected the far left card, Healer comes up for you. So these are the qualities, Gemini, that want to be evolved at this time for you. So from a place of taking advantage of those who need help and failing to care for oneself, to the maturation, the higher frequency elevation of Healer, passion to serve others by repairing the mind, the body, the spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. So this is clearly about healing self and healing others. It's both and. Very good. Healer, Gemini. Fabulous. So if you picked the center card, now this is interesting because Hedonist came up for another sign as well. Hedonist for the center quality set. So from a place of pursuing pleasure to the detriment of health and indulging at the expense of others, this this maturation for this month wants to be inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrating the beauty in yourself. So being in a space of pure celebration, the purity of fun and celebration. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. It's taking that Kundalini energy and really utilizing it for greatest benefit, isn't it? This is interesting. So if you picked the far right card, Gemini, Gambler comes up. Okay? So the lower frequency manifestation, the lower elevated manifestation of Gambler is relying on luck rather than hard work. And what wants to be evolved is a willingness to follow intuition, even when others doubt you. This is about establishing a deep trust of self. It's almost, because it's Gambler, it's as if it's a risk in yourself. It's like you're diving into your rooted confidence in your wisdom set, in your knowledge, in your intuitive knowing. It is interesting that it's called Gambler for me. So willingness to follow intuition. Because intuition is really more and more. In fact, that's why I did this. This was basically replicating the wonderful Elizabeth Harper. She has done this since she started her channel. And it's something that I've wanted to do since before I started the Alchemy Scopes a year ago. And it's only now, I was explaining on some of the other scopes, that it's only now that it really came up again strongly to actually do it, to incorporate it. And because we've just recently gone through this gamma ray surge, this frequency up-leveling, how perfect to start it now. It's perfect. Because everybody is to hone and mature and define and activate and grow their psychic abilities. So willingness to follow intuition, even when others doubt you. Confidence in your intuitive knowing. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look, Gemini, and see what else we have for you this month. Gemini, so let's move on to the final component of your alchemy scope this month. And this is the Dakini Goddess. And what goddess are you to embody? Who are you to become this month if you want to traverse the themes, the cycle for you with least effort and maximal flow? You received number 30, Aphrodite. And again, this is from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle. Aphrodite is born from the foam, and the emotion of love and attraction flows with her as waves of bliss affecting the air of our consciousness. I'm going to read here this month only the Dakini transmission, Gemini. If you've tuned into these scopes before, you realize that Penny Slinger has written up a beautiful PDF document for each one of these Dakinis. So if you'd like to research further, you're free to link to the online library, which is below this video. Your Dakini transmission: let me seduce you into loving yourself and loving the divine through me. A perfect harmony of attraction, the goddess of love in action. I'm going to read that again. Let me seduce you into loving yourself and loving the divine through me. A perfect harmony of attraction, the goddess of love in action. I'll leave it there, Gemini. I'm wishing you a beautiful month ahead, and I'll talk to you next month.